Now bless now people, don't forget the rest now. Des from King of the Pit TV, signing in once again, unzipping for you all. Gojira, Flying Whales, a request from Mr. Panino, 1987. You know we're getting deep into this Gojira band. You keep on asking for more. This is Flying Whales. Let's see what I got in store. Kicking off with a little whale sample. Anybody heard Echoes by Pink Floyd? Great atmosphere. I love the deep blue and the idea of something so ridiculously huge and majestic as a blue whale existing on our planet, let alone them flying across the universe. Great imagery. Very pleasing sounds as well, to be fair, with your damn samples. Drummer's grooving. Someone commented on one of the Gojira videos stating that the drummer is related to the frontman. I bet when they have an argument, that's some deep stuff. When they have a disagreement about the band and whatnot. Good dynamic there at the end of that passage. One of them toms sounds. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not a drummer, so I can't really comment on it theoretically speaking, or knowledgeably, if that's even a word. But it sounds as if the tom is really loose. It's just like a soft, as if in the most positive kind way. It's like hitting a cardboard box, doof, doof, rather than the resonant boom boom of a highly tuned tom. Wait a minute, yo, that might actually be the snare drum. Yo, I think that's the snare. That snare sounds odd to me. That's the snare drum, my apologies. Notice there's a faint ringing in the background. Do, 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 do. See if you can hear that. There's another guitar just ringing on one note. Do, 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 do. Really good groove. Yeah, I'm enjoying this section so much that I don't actually want to hear the heavy bit for a change. I think this is really nice, you know. If they had a if a band had a sound based around these tones and this sort of atmosphere and sort of weaved in and out of different sections whilst retaining this sort of vibe and feel, I'd really enjoy that. Here we go. Ooh. I wonder how they write songs. I wonder if they come to band practice and the songwriter has it all written, or they jam at band practice and sort of come up with it on the spot. Because I bet they're grooving when they're jamming this, or when they initially came up with this, you know they were just jamming out, man. This definitely sounds like an organic bit of writing. This doesn't seem like a pre-written turn up to band practice with, you know, a broken chord and just tell the drummer to jam along with it. This seems like they've just been messing around at band practice and they've created this real organic sort of band sound. Cutting it into two. Where are we going? That is such a good riff. Yo, the tone, the tuning of the guitar, the groove. Jeez, it was grooving just with the drummer just highlighting the accents on the cymbal, whichever cymbal it was. The counting-esque moment before he came in on the groove. I was jamming out enough to that. Come on. So far in both sections, the crunchy section at the start, the relatively clean section, and now this heavy riff section, they have a way of cycling through the section and then returning back to it, getting back into that same section, but the way they kick back into the riff, they've just got a brilliant way of doing so. They've got a brilliant way of filling the gap between the first half and the second half of the same riff. If you know where I'm coming from, I'm trying to explain it here. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Well, I do, I just can't say it. Basically, when that riff just kicked in again, it was as groovy as when it kicked in at the start. They got a way of just bringing things in with just an incredible emphasis. Because they could have just dragged that riff on, but they didn't just drag that riff on. They played the riff until they cycled it again, but as they were coming into the second cycle, they just created this dynamic where it just held back, that just kicked back straight into. Incredible. Yo, you could really reel back the drums to just an ignorant, primitive, Metallica-esque. But he takes that as a foundation and then just throws in this incredible ornamentation here, there, and everywhere, filling it up, creating a whole wall of texture within the drum kit, rather so than just the straightforward caveman. You know what I mean? Ignorance. Very nice. First time around, the double kick was coming in and out. This time around, the double kick is just throughout the entirety, a bit of development on this section. Are we going back into that riff, or are we going into another section? I'm expecting another section. Really nice filler section. I love the melody on the vocal, the notes he's hitting. The flying whale is an incredible image. This band does heavy without being brutal, if you know what I'm on about. This is not an extreme metal band. This is a mature metal act who just happens to play heavy as hell. Little dissonant bit. This is quite an adventurous riff for Gojira, from what I'm aware. This band does a lot of triplets. Dun dun dun. Clean section. There's going to be an outro of sorts, because they can drag a riff, this band. Both them guitars working very nice. Great relationship between the two twinkles at the moment. Slow feedback rolling in. Like the footsteps of a giant. Nice duality. Dun, 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 dun. You've got a light, airy twinkle, followed by the stomping down on the world of a giant being. Or the flying whale, the aggressive flying whale just aggressively headbutting the earth. Rocking planet Earth with its massive nose. Double kick just beating away at your skull there. Alright, my final note is that was super heavy. Thank you for the recommendation. I've got a bath running and I've got to go and sort that out before I flood the house. That's Des, King of the Pit TV, signing out. One love.